SwiftUI's built-in TabView is fine, until you need to switch tabs programmatically. Then things get messy fast. That's where NavigationKit comes in. In this video, I will show you how to set up tabs that not only look great, but also give you full programmatic control. So you can jump between tabs and keep your code clean and testable. If you want to solve SwiftUI navigation forever, go ahead and check out the link in the description for a 50% discount for NavigationKit. Now, what is NavigationKit? NavigationKit is basically a really nice coordinator. It uses the coordinator pattern in SwiftUI for navigation. And it's just really straightforward. If you haven't done so, go ahead and check out the whole playlist. The link is in the description again. What we have done through that playlist is just take it step by step. So in the first episode, we have talked about how you can set up your destinations, and it's just a simple enum, coordinator side. And we have some cases, and for those cases, we have our corresponding views. Now, once that is set up, and that is inside the NavigationKit folder right over here. Once that is set up, you want to start your navigation either with a tab stack or a nav stack. Now, we covered the nav stack because today we are going to talk about navigation with the tabs. But we also have available our tab stack. As you can see, this was just for example. We can just remove it now because we are going to talk about in depth how we can navigate with tabs too. Now, when we only have simple nav stack, we have access to this environment with navigation, and we just grab the environment and push. Now, the cool part here is that we may push with a link, a sheet, or a full screen cover, and then we just select the enum, the view that we want to push. It's really straightforward. Also, we may pop, and I believe the whole popping was, all of the options where we can pop, just simple pop last two, and then pop to root. Now, also, there is, I'm just going to go to the walk view, and that we covered in the previous episode, deep linking. So we just create a task, or, if you want it to be ugly, you can just use completion handlers. Also, you just create a task and then asynchronously just await, navigation push, archery, start link, badminton link, and then a sheet. And this is really nice. Also, I have made NavigationKit available, workable with tabs. So that's what we are going to do today. Let's just go back to our content view. As you can see, we have our nav stack, and its root is the walk view. We are going to take it further. We are going to introduce two tabs. And we are also going to switch between tabs, which is going to be really amazing. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Now, let's just go ahead and add our walk view as we have it. We talked a lot about the walk view in the previous episodes into a tab stack. So what we need, I'm going to comment this out for now, and then let's just remove it altogether. Okay, so what we need to do, if we are going to have a tab view, we are going to add in the tab stack. And it just has some tabs selected, which is the selected one, the initially selected one, and then the content. So tabs, and that's an array of destinations. So let's have our array, and these are the views, the root views that you want to have on your tabs. So in no particular order, but we just add in yoga for now, and then a walk. Now you may add as many as you'd like right over here. It will just adjust accordingly. It uses the tab view under the hood. So this blends in really nicely with the ecosystem. Now the selected one, initially, if you don't have a selected on the tab view, that's how tab views also work. You just have the tab view at index 0 presented. Now, I don't want to do that. We have yoga and walk. I just want to be presenting the walk one. So we just go dot, oh, not over there, but under the destination dot walk. Okay, and then we have some content. Now, if you remember how the tab view works, we have the tab view and all of that. And in those two parentheses, we have tab items. And then we may add, not tab items, the views that you want to have as those tab items. And then we add a tab item view modifier. That's what we are going to do also here. But instead of the views, we are going to, initiate NavigationKit with a tab item stack. So not nav stack, but a tab item stack. If you don't care about the tab item, the little image or icon at the bottom, you may use nav stack, but tab item stack is much better. So tab item stack, and all it has is a root. And for this one, of course, we are going to use the yoga. Okay, and then let's duplicate this and then use walk. Here we go. We are going to use walk. And basically that would be it, but we also need to add some tab items. So let's just have a little bit more space over here. So dot tab item. Most probably you are familiar with this from the tab view. And I'm going to, to not have typos, I'm just going to copy it out from my notes over here. So figure.yoga.circle. You may add a text, add a badge, whatever. For now, I'm just going to have this tab item. And then let me just copy all of this out and put it also onto the walk. And instead of yoga, it's just going to be walk. Okay, so now let's just build and run and see what we got. Just to recap, we have a tab stack instead of a tab view, and then instead of your normal views, you are going to use a tab item stack, which has a root of the yoga or the walk, whatever view you set up inside your destination right over here. I just talked about that previously. Okay, so as you can see, most probably you're familiar with this screen from the previous episodes. We are presenting the walk view as the the initial selection. And that's nice because otherwise it would be the one that is at index 0. And then we can just simply switch over here. And there we go. We have our nice tab view. Now, next thing, and it works, by the way, just session 8. We talked about that previously. And then we can just go to archery, all the way up to badminton, curling, and sheet. Next up, let's talk about how we can switch between these tabs programmatically. And you can see we have this switch to yoga button over here. It's not working. We haven't added it just yet. And if you were taking a look at carefully, it was over here, the button which we are going to talk about, switch to walk. And of course, it's not implemented either. So let's just go into our yoga view and let's implement our switch to walk, which is just going to switch to this view right over here. And you can see it's just making sure that it's not popping back to root. Okay, really nice. So let's go to the yoga view and scroll a little bit down. And here we have our custom button, which we are going to implement. So first of all, you want to make sure that you grab the navigation environment. And then it couldn't be easier. So either you just go navigation.switch, but let me just show it to you how you can do it with a task, because in the previous episodes, we weren't that much talking about the task, but asynchronous environments are really, really powerful. And I want this to go deep with you. I want you to know that NavigationKit works seamlessly in an asynchronous environment. So await, and then navigation dot, and we have the push, we have the pop, but for you already know those, we're going to go with a switch, and then switch to and dot walk, and then maybe we just print out switched to walk view. Okay, let's build and run again. Let's see how that looks like. It should look really familiar. So let's just go to the yoga view while How are we going there? We are pressing on the tab item right over here, and then on the button, switch to walk. It just switched to walk. Now, if we go even, deep with the navigation and we tap on the switch to walk, it's just going to go where it should be, where it was, because this is all about the tab items, which is really, really nice. Okay, so let me just show you the curling view. Here also we have a switch to yoga. So we don't actually have, by the way, the option right over here to switch by tapping on the tab item, but we do want to switch to yoga. Now, how should this behave? Well, actually, the proper way of this to switch to the yoga is, first of all, dismiss this sheet to unveil the whole tab view, and only then switch to the yoga view, the tab item. Okay, let me just stop it here and then go to the curling view, and we have access to the navigation, which is great. And then this time I'm just going to go with the simple not asynchronous one. So navigation.switch to, and then what I'm going to do is add in a walk over here. And that's it. If we wanted to have a completion, after the actual transition has been made, so we could have multiple sheets over there. After the whole action has been made, we can just print out switched to yoga. Switch to walk, not yoga. We are we are switching to yoga. Sorry, not walk, to yoga. Maybe a little bit of blur over there. Okay, switched to yoga. Now let's just see that in action, which is really nice, because otherwise it would be really... let's just deep link to curling, just a really nice showcase of our previous episode, what we learned there. And then tapping on switch to yoga, it should dismiss it again and then switch back. Dismiss, and then it switched. Really nice. Now what happens when we switch back? You can see we are coming back to the root of our tab item, which should be the case. Is we're switching and dismissing all of the views, then it should go back to our deep. Let me just show that to you again. So let's just go pop back all the way with a deep link. And by the way, if we pop to root, that's how it looks like. Really nice. Again, take a look at the previous episodes, and then switch to yoga, dismissing it. And there we go. We just switched to the yoga. Switch to walk. We're switching to walk. With the tab items, right over here at the bottom, works seamlessly. Okay, so that's how easy it is to use tab views with the tab stack and NavigationKit. Again, if you want to take a look at it, go ahead and check out the link in the description for 50% off.